pick like one of your songs like that you really love or that you really feel that audiences connect with, and talk about like how did that song come about, and what do you think it is about that song that works?
Well, I'll definitely say The Truth Is. That's a very popular one. I actually played it with my school band at school last year, and it was just the energy of having the band behind me as well, not just having just me who plays piano solo, was like amazing, and the crowd just got into it, and it's kind of like dance-ish at the same time as it's kind of like following my own flow, but having a band, just the energy was so amped up, and I think that process-wise it was more of an ironic song because the tune itself is very like preppy and like up and down versus like the lyrics being kind of almost sad. So when I first brought it to my singing teacher, she was like, "Are you sure this works? Like look at the contrast. Does this work for you?" And I'm like, "I kind of like that about it." And I think that's kind of what makes it unique in the sense that it's not sad lyrics plus sad music, and it's not happy song, happy lyrics, and it's a mix of both.
I miss laughing stupidly, staying up at night, drawing things and promising that everything would be alright.
Like the sound person was like, "I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this," and I kind of like that about my music because as we talked about like with the producers and saying that like maybe my music was like not happy enough, I think it's more of my style, and I think that definitely the writing comes out of what I've experienced. So if I write a song that's not happy, then I'm not necessarily going through happy times, and I find that it's easier for me to write about sad things than it is happy. So it's more of like a process, and the writing evolves as my life evolves. So when I'm happy, I write happy songs, etc. So
Tell me about how that song came about. Like, how did you write
So
it?
I was actually very sick of writing sad songs, but I was going through a lot of like sad parts in my life, ending a relationship, having them not exactly understand what was going on with my feelings and not necessarily respecting what was going on. So I was kind of like, I still want to write about it, but I don't want to bring everyone down. So I ended up writing the chords first, kind of just messing around, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to stick these lyrics on it anyways, and just talking about how sometimes admitting things is not as easy as it seems, but I think that the whole part of like repeating the sentence "the truth is" over and over kind of just enabled it for like the words and like the energy and everything I was feeling to kind of come out easier because I was admitting it to myself as I was writing it, which I think is a really good part of songwriting, is like, you know, the expression of how you feel and emotions throughout it instead of just random like lyrics and words. So yeah.
Very cool. So what's your favorite song that you do and why?
That I've written? Probably Missing. Even though it's sad, I really like just what it talks about, and it was a moment, it was actually written after The Truth Is, and it was kind of a moment when I realized that I couldn't chase exactly everything that came my way, and that I kind of had to let it come to me, but that it was still okay in the end. So like, love never leaves, it just changes. And that aspect was kind of something hard that I wrestled with for a while, that like, if someone didn't love me anymore, I was like, oh my god, this is the end. But it was more like, it wasn't necessarily that the love was gone, it just that it had changed to some other sort of love. And that was it was a good moment in my songwriting, that I kind of reached like a milestone where I emotionally progressed, and that's kind of, I feel like, when my lyrics started to evolve and become a lot more intricate and meaningful. And just, I think that it's a sort of song that every time I listen to it, I can kind of like feel this renewed appreciation for like the melodicalness and poetry in it, and just what the lyrics mean to me. So I have a lot of fun playing it.
Of getting